I bet you they're flushing nappies down the toilet. If they're flushing nappies down the toilet, then that is probably where you're going to find a blockage. Because they don't flush very well, So, they find somewhere nice. I've got to move as well now, haven't I? God, dreading it. How difficult. This is going to be incredibly difficult for me to move all my stuff somewhere else and start. I don't want to start again because it's my life. My fucking life. Anyway, yes, I was saying, but if I owned Chris' house, first thing I would do, I would house all the homeless in the empty flats, first of all. Because if I owned the block, imagine that, right? Actually, funny thing is, 40 years since John Lennon died, isn't it? This year, it's the 40th anniversary of the death of John Lennon. So if John Lennon had survived, he'd be 80 years old this year. Do you know that? So if John Lennon was still alive, he'd be 80 years old this year. It's true. He was 40, wasn't he? In 1980, John Lennon was 40 years old. That was the night I lost my virginity. I was 14. Great. Best mate. Fucking wonderful wank. Anyway. Yeah. It's 40 years this year. So I guess Yoko must be quite old now, isn't she? But my mum's 80 fucking 3, something like that. But John Lennon would be about 8 years old this year if he'd lived. Imagine that. And I'm going to lose my home. Help. I need somebody help. I need someone with money to buy the block. But you know what I'd do if I owned the block? If I actually owned this block of flats, what I'd do with it? First of all the homeless in the basement and on the streets, because under White Lion Square you got a homeless guy under White Lion Square as well. Homeless guy under White Lion Square as well. I'd put them into the empty flats, except for one. I'd leave one empty flat. First of all, I'd house all the homeless permanently in the empty flats of Queensway House. Because they're quite nice flats. And actually, they've all been lived in very recently. The tenants have only just moved out of Queensway House, or are moving out of Queensway House. There are people who don't want to live here. Some of us want to stay. A few of us want to stay here. I want to stay here. But I would basically house all the homeless in the shelter into Queensway House, into the empty flats. I'd buy cheap furniture from Fresh. I'd buy the furniture from Fresh and get Fresh to refurbish every. They could do the fucking furniture for every flat, couldn't they? If I had the money, I tell you what, if I was a rich man. If I was a rich man, first of all, I'd decorate, paint every. Well, no, I wouldn't paint it. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't carpet it. I don't know, maybe carpet it. No, I wouldn't buy the furniture for it. First of all, I'd give every empty flat to the homeless, right? So it's a completely empty flat you get. No furniture. Not even maybe a mattress if you're lucky. And then we go shopping. Don't have to take them shopping if I had the money. And we get furniture from Fresh, carpets and stuff like that. Furniture every flat except one. We'd leave one blank because apparently boilers going to need replacing with electric boilers. That's about the money. So I did one flat empty and I'd refurbish that flat completely. And then someone can move into it and then we use one flat at a time. And I was talking about something else. Oh, Your Majesty, Queen. How's the husband? How's the Duke? Elizabeth. She's getting on a bit, isn't she? 90-something. God. Bloody hell. I'd like her to stay forever. It'd be lovely if she could. What about if the Queen lives forever? Well, it's like this block of flats, isn't it, Your Majesty? I'm going to lose my home very, very soon. I don't want to move. I swear to God, I don't move. And what I'd do is I'd actually carpet every floor. Make sure every floor's carpeted. Well, I concrete every floor properly. Proper concrete to make sure every floor, all the cracks. There's a few cracks in Chris' house. I'd concrete over them. Fix them problems. Fix the stacks. Fix the boilers if they need fixing. As and when they fix. It'd be so easy. But I've got to move away and start again somewhere else. I'm not in a very happy mood. I don't want to move, man. I don't want to move from Muscle. Well, I'm a postman, right? I've got a lovely fucking job. Honestly, God, I'm a postman, right? Really, Bill. I've got a lovely job. Fucking lovely, bloody job. Posting letters. Get to chat to all the neighbourhood. It's funny, I've been doing my same round for quite a few years now. I don't know how many years, I can't remember. No, I can. It was good stuff to do that. It was 2012. 8 years, 7 years, about 7 years or so. You get to know all the fucking neighbourhoods. It's great bit posting. Basically, know where everybody lives, if you want to. We know where you live. Posters actually do the job of the police these days. When you think about it, in the old days, right, you had the police walking the beat, didn't you? Every street. In the old days, in the 1950s or 60s or whatever, you used to have a policeman walking up and down every street. How often do you see a bobby on the beat these days? You never see a bobby on the beat these days, do you? You never see a policeman on the beat walking down the streets these days, do you? When was the last time you saw a bobby on the street walking down the street? Huh? Seriously. When was the last time you saw a bobby on the beat walking down the street? There's no bobbies on the beat walking down the street no more, man. There's no bobbies on the beat walking down the street. They never move their bloody feet, do they? Huh? There's no more bobbies There's no more bobbies on the beat walking down the street, moving their feet. When was the last time you saw a bobby on the beat walking down the street, moving their feet? They don't use their feet no more, do they? It's the fucking postmen who do the walkies. It is the fucking postmen who patrol the streets every single day. In every single neighbourhood. In every single town. Isn't it true? Isn't it true? The posties, postmen and postwomen, we walk up and down your streets every single day, through wind, rain, sunshine or snow. It is the postmen who know where you live. We know where you live, we know who you are. Now the police don't walk down the streets anymore. And the police don't put their feet on the beat, do they? But the posties walk down the streets every day, to every address, basically. Can I smell a dead fella? Is there milk put on the step? You know what I mean? So the postman basically did the job of the policeman. We're basically the neighbourhood watch these days, really. So the postmen are basically the neighbourhood watch. We know where everybody lives. We keep an eye on this every single street. We do. The postman keep an eye on every single street of every single town in England, Britain. You know? We walk up and down the street every single day. Tell me, when was the last time you ever saw a policeman walking up and down this street? How many policemen check on you every single day? But every single postman knocks on your door or posts letters to your letterbox. We know where you live. We are the neighbourhood watch. Postmen are, in fact, like the neighbourhood watch in a way. I think so, in a way, when you think about it. Because when you think about it, policemen don't walk the beat anymore with their feet. Do they? Postmen do that job. Funny sort of world, isn't it, 2020? I'm about to lose my fucking home, so I'm not very happy at the moment. I built all this for fucking 23 years and now I've got to start all over again somewhere else. I don't like this world very much. I'll have to close this down. I've got nothing else to say that I ain't said already. But I'm Bill. I'm not happy. Are you happy? It's 2020, isn't it? And I was talking about tax, wasn't I? Yeah, I was talking about tax. That's the subject. Yeah, but if every rich man gave 10%, you know, how much money has Bill Gates got? £50 billion. I'll take £5 billion of that, thanks, Bill. Bill Gates could pay for every hospital in the world, couldn't he? With his money. It's true. Bill Gates could actually buy every single hospital in the entire world with his money. For the price of a Star Wars movie, for the price of one Star Wars movie, you could feed every child in Africa. I guarantee you. For the price of one single Star Wars movie, you could feed, clothe, and house and educate every single person in the world. Probably for the cost of one Star Wars movie. Or one rocket to Mars or whatever. You know? For the cost of one rocket to Mars, you could feed and clothe, house and educate every single person on this fucking planet, couldn't you? Probably for the price of a Star Wars film, you could house everybody in Africa. You could buy Queensway House. Your Majesty, that crown in your crown, that diamond in your crown, would that buy Queensway House? I just want to get rid of the politicians. I quite like the Queen. I love her. I think she's brilliant. I think the Queen's fucking amazing woman. I think she's fucking wonderful. I think the Queen is fucking wonderful, Elizabeth. Amazing Queen of the world, isn't she? All recorded as well, thank God. I'm only a writer. Well, I used to be a writer. Well, I am still, but I don't write a lot. Right? Do you know, I had my life exactly the way I wanted it. Until last year. Honest to God. Well, not exactly. I mean, there's a few misdemeanors, but, you know, I've got all my fucking flat exactly the way I want it. I've got a good bunch of pals. Right? We have a party every fucking Great fucking job. Great bunch of pals I got. Dude, I am never lonely. Believe me, I am never lonely. It's very rare that I get a chance to be alone sometimes. Up here, in my little palace in the sky. This is supposed to be my castle in the sky forever. Queensway House. Your Majesty. All I wanted was one single castle, my tower in the sky. Queensway House. That's all I fucking wanted, was to stay here, man. I love my fucking home. Fucking love living here. I don't want to move. Your Majesty. I'd like to get rid of the government and all that shite. Because the government's a fucking tweedledum and tweedledee these days, isn't it? You got fucking, what's his name? Donald Trump in bloody America. You got fucking Boris Johnson in fucking England who's like tweedledum, tweedledee. And let's burn the Middle East again. You keep blowing up the Middle East. The Americans. Tony Blair blew up fucking Baghdad and fucking then you got fucking Trump's fucking starting another war in the Middle East and Iraq. No wonder they're bloody angry. If you blew up my world, I'd get angry too, and you are blowing up my world. I'm going to lose my house. I don't want to move away from here. This is my home. It's been my home for a considerable amount of years. I'm a bit pissed off about it. So anyway, yeah, Happy New Year, is it? What happens next? I've invited council up for a visit. And so I can show them what I've done with my flat. I noticed a lot of people ain't decorated their flats. Well, if you never decorate your flat, it'll never be your home, will it? Perhaps one of these homeless people could decorate your flat. Ah. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to house all the homeless, like. And then what I would do, like, let them live here for free, like, I would. Until they get a job, I'd let them live here for free, like. I'd say, like, live here until you start earning money. And then I'd give them jobs. I'd say, right, are you only good at anything? And I'd get furniture from Fresh and all that. Are you only good at decorating, for instance? Yeah, I'd get some paint. And you can decorate the flat. And you can decorate your flat. If you can decorate. Yeah, I'd get you to decorate your own flats. Get everybody to decorate their own flats. Supply the paint and get every bloody body to decorate their own flats. House all the homeless in Queensway House. And then get them to decorate the flats, sort of thing. With paint and stuff, whichever way they want it. And then they get the carpet and stuff. And then, but I'm going to get kicked out of here soon. They're probably going to knock it down or something. I don't think they'll knock it down. They just spent a fortune on putting in an elevator. Probably cost over £1 million or something, that did, the elevator. See, I got really up. I was quite happy up here. I've always been quite happy up here. Thanks to Mr. Buxton. I've always been quite happy up here, but now I've got to move out and find somewhere else to live. And I don't want to find somewhere else to live, really. I like it love it up here. Sort of a requiem, whatever. But, and it's like, basically, sort of like I've built my life up here. Go to work during the day, have a fucking good job, enjoy myself, get lots of exercise, so I'm quite fit apart from this cold. Make sure I get plenty of exercise, keeps the heart beating, posting letters, it's great. And then I come home and I chill out and my mates pop up for a visit and we have a little chill and we get stoned and drunk and have a fucking good night, And now I've got to start again and move somewhere else and I'm not really happy about it, Not much I can do about it. I ain't got the money, I ain't got much money, I'm a postman. I'm a postman, not a millionaire. Once there was a way to get back home. Once there was a way to get back home. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. and I will sing a lullaby. Golden slumps fill your eyes. Smiles will wake you when you rise. Sad, isn't it? What were all those songs about? All you need is love. Tra-la-la-la. All you need is love. Tra-la-la-la. All I need is to keep my bloody home. I was perfectly happy up here. Even when the elevator was broken. Do you know I spent about £1 million fixing a new elevator up here? But a completely new... It's kind of like fitting a new spinal cord. Now, if you were going to demolish it, if the council are going to demolish Queensway House, why put a new elevator in Queensway House? Putting a new elevator into Queensway House is almost like fitting an entire new spinal column into a human being, isn't it? It's almost a spinal column. The elevator goes up and down, or is that a penis? Well, I wish it would. Anyway, this direction, please. So, yeah, it goes up and down. Why spend £1 million or whatever putting in a new elevator into Queensway House if you want to knock it down? You gave me a new boiler, electric heaters, which really aren't quite as good as the new radiators. But why put in a new elevator if you're going to knock Queensway House down? What are you going to do with the building, man? I could turn it into businesses. I could house Queensway, all the homeless, and I'd give them jobs like, are you any good with computers? Are you any good of an artist? Do you know how to paint? Do you know how to write? Do you know how to do this? Do you know how to do that? Do you know how to fix a computer? Do you know how to fix this? Do you know how to change a plug? Give them jobs to do, electricians, plumbers maybe. Perhaps some of them are plumbers. Perhaps some of the homeless are plumbers. Perhaps some of the homeless are electricians. Perhaps some of the plumbers are dressmakers or tailors or whatever. Perhaps some of the homeless are fucking clever. Perhaps some of them can write a book. Perhaps some of them can fix a broken sink. Perhaps some of them can paint a picture. Perhaps some of them can decorate. Perhaps someone can lay concrete. And you employ them and you give people jobs to do to fix up the block. And then we could fix up Queensway House. Because I could give the jobs to the homeless people. If I could give the homeless people homes and furniture and shit and house them. But I'm going to get moved out of Queensway House very soon. It's the end of Queensway House now. This is the end. I'm getting kicked out very soon. I'm going to have to find a new home, and I'm really not happy about it. About moving out of Queensway House. I really want to fucking stay here. I do. I don't want to fucking move. I want to fucking stay here forever, man. Okay? I don't want to fucking move. And if nothing happens now, then I'm going to lose my fucking home and it'll be too fucking late. Because once it's too fucking late, and I lose my home, and then I lose my home where I live here, where I live is right here, and if I have to move out, then I'm going to lose my home and have to move somewhere else, and it won't be my fucking home ever again. So it's goodbye my home, 9 miles up in the sky, and I'm losing my home and I'm fucking pissed off. Alright, I'm going to end this because I'm going mad. Good night.